Good morning, Evident Life Church, and welcome to your Daily Dose devotion. Today I'm going to be sharing something with you that I am very, very passionate about. It's something that I've shared with you guys on a few occasions, and it's something that I'm going to continue to share because it's biblical truth and we can't deny it, and it's something that we have to hold on to with everything in us because this is how we wage war. This is coming out of Philippians chapter 4. Coming from Paul, who is persecuted. He's locked up and in chains in this moment. And he says in Philippians chapter 4, verse 4, "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again I will say rejoice. Let your gentleness be known to all men. The Lord is at hand. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there is any virtue, if there is anything praiseworthy, meditate on these things. The things which you heard and received and heard and saw in me, these do, and the God of peace will be with you." You understand what this is saying? From a persecuted man, a man who is locked up in chains, not really having socialization, kind of sounds a little similar to our circumstance, except it's a virus that put us in. I guess in the same sense, if you're counting sin as a virus, it's also a virus that put him in chains too. See, we're living in a time, a culture, where we're starting to see the effects of the coronavirus and we're becoming scared. We're becoming concerned and worried. And those of us that weren't concerned and worried at the start are now starting to see those effects and the impact that it's having on our economy. And we're starting to bite our nails and we're starting to tense up and wondering, okay, is this actually something that I should be concerned about? We're starting to tread a little bit more into a realm of fear and confusion. But I encourage you that this is not the place that we have to go. You see, as we have our minds renewed, as we're thinking clearly and we're thinking differently, we understand that these giants that we're facing aren't so giant after all. We look at the coronavirus and we're like, man, God, that's a big problem. This problem is huge. That I need you to take care of that big problem. I really need to have that big problem taken care of. But our mind's in the wrong place. You see, because we're taking this really big problem and we're putting it in the hands of God and we're saying, this thing is huge. And he goes, that's cute. That's adorable. I think it's interesting the way that Paul starts this. He starts it off in saying, rejoice in the Lord always. Rejoice in the Lord always. You see, when we're rejoicing in the Lord, when we're coming in prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, we're no longer focused on the bigness of the problem. We're focused on the bigness of our God. When you focus on the bigness of God and how huge he is in comparison to the circumstance, now when you're coming in and you're doing that prayer for intercession and you're starting to wage war, you're warring differently. You wage war not defeated and like, this is a huge problem. I don't know what we're going to do about this. But you go with it with confidence and you go in with faith, understanding that the God of peace will be with you. Now you're empowered. And then our mindset changes. Right? We go in with a renewed mindset. Romans 12, verse 2. The renewing of your minds. You're able to test and approve what the will of God is. How is your mind renewed? Ephesians 5, by the washing of the water of the Word. We get in the Word, we start understanding the truth and the perspective of God. We understand Jesus' worldview over this circumstance and over this situation. And we focus on the things that are true, noble, just, pure, lovely, of good report, anything of virtue or that is praiseworthy, and we meditate on those things. We don't let the news and the media fill our minds. We don't let fear dictate how we live. We let God and his wisdom dictate how we live. So take today and give thanks to the Lord. Rejoice in him always, and the God of peace will be with you.